see if I could see anybody. No. Good morning. Gather yourself some stuff for practice. A set of blocks, if you're planning on using blocks. You can do the whole practice without blocks, but they are quite helpful from time to time. Let's get a thick towel or blanket so that you can set up a restorative back bend. That's how we'll start today. And we will do a binding seated pose at the end of practice. So it's called Marichyasana A. It looks like this, where you're binding behind your back. So grab yourself a belt if you need one for binding. And then we'll start in just a couple minutes. Who else is here? Hi, Patrick. Okay. Let's start. So I'm going to be modifying my practice really from like this point forward, and I promise I'll always call you through whatever it is that I'd like you to do. So, you know, I'm not always going to be your visual reference, but frequently I will be. So first thing I want you to do is set up either a big beach towel or a blanket, throw a blanket that you can fold up into this kind of mock bolster shape with any amount of thickness that feels appropriate for your body today, and really be sure that it's specific to how you're feeling today, okay? And let's recline down, and the way I want you to recline is so that your shoulders are actually on the blanket to begin, and your feet are on the floor, and you can let your skull come to the ground. Now, you're gonna slide yourself back off of the blanket so that when you do, it's pulling your shoulder blades further down your back and really encouraging this opening in the chest. And then just take your feet wide, bend your knees, let your knees knock together, and just get settled here. So I want you to take your breathing into your control. Inhale to nourish your body. Exhales to soothe your nervous system. Just keep this breath continuous. And I'm going to offer you a way to really get your parasympathetic nervous system lit up and working well. So next time you take a breath in, make sure it's a really full but very relaxed breath in. Swallow at the top of your inhale. And exhale, let it go. And at the base of your exhale, pause before breathing in. You're going to pause as long as the body feels comfortable staying empty. But when that sensation to breathe in accumulates in your body, do it. Breathe in. Top of inhale, swallow. Exhale, breathe out. And then pause. And you're not meant to tense the belly. belly up. You're not meant to push yourself to this really uncomfortable edge. Just respect what your body is calling for, and know that we're stimulating the vagus nerve, which is directly linked to the parasympathetic nervous system, which controls our body's ability to rest and de-stress and digest and heal from injury. It's really important stuff. Take one more cycle of breath like that. And then normalize your breathing, but keep it painted by intelligence and consciousness. Heel toe your feet, or actually just make your feet parallel to the outer edges of the mat, but keep them really wide. Swivel your knees over to the right, and cross your right ankle over your left outer knee, outer thigh. Use your right ankle to extend the face of the left thigh longer, and compress the outer knee down towards the floor. While you do that, elongate your tailbone towards the back of your knees, which is really the game changer. That action really helps to open up the iliacus and several other hip flexors in the front left side of your pelvis. Now either stay exactly right here, or uncross the ankle and put the sole of your right foot on the floor. Swivel your left knee up as well, and then catch the shoelace side of your foot, dragging the foot back into a half Virasana shape. So the shoelace part of your foot would be on the ground, and your right knee would be pointing up to the ceiling. So either of these two stretches are great. Don't worry, you will get a deep quadricep stretch if half Virasana isn't for you. Elongate your tailbone towards the top front edge of your mat, and then take a big breath in, wide across your collarbones. And exhale. And then slip your left foot forward until the sole of the foot is on the ground. Uncross your ankles, swivel the knees up to the ceiling. Make sure your feet are still wide. Tip them over to the left. Cross your left ankle over your right outer knee, outer thigh. And you're scrubbing the thigh forward and down as you elongate your tailbone towards top edge of mat. So you're creating the posterior tip of the pelvis. Big breaths to continue soothing your nervous system. Now either stay here or put the sole of your left foot on the floor. Catch the shoelace side of right foot. Tuck the toes under and back towards your right outer hip as the left knee points up to the ceiling. Elongate tailbone like you're hooking it under and forward to the front of your mat. 2 breaths. And 1 more. Slip your right foot forward until the sole of the foot is on the ground. Uncross your ankles, swivel the knees up, and then just let your legs kind of shift right and left so you massage your sacrum, your SI joints. And then roll to one side, and I want you to roll off your padding so that you come into fetal position with your spine fully on the floor and not in a back bend at all. And just give yourself a sec to reacclimate in this neutral spine. You'll roll to face the floor. Use your hands and come on upright. And know that you could use, we're going to do a lot of kneeling stuff today. If you want your blanket or your towel out, you can keep it, but I'm going to chuck mine because I don't want it. And then set yourself up on your hands and your knees. And what you'll do is come into puppy pose, which is like a primer for downward facing dog. So walk your arms forward, extend your torso long on the diagonal until your forehead either touches the floor or lands on a block, whichever you need. And then I want you to spin your biceps up, like you're trying to lift them up and above the ears. Wrap your triceps under and then widen your inner shoulder heads. I just caught myself. You'll want to pull your front ribs towards the back so that you're not losing integrity in the front body. And then come up onto your fingertips so that your palms are cupped away from the earth, if that feels okay in your shoulders, okay? It's just a little bit more of an opening for the armpits, a little more extension through the shoulder girdle. Take a big breath in. Exhale like a sigh. And then look forward, lifting your skull. Crawl your hands forward a little more, shift your shoulders forward. Set your elbows down to the ground, only as wide as the shoulders, and then shift your pubis and your hips down to the ground. I need to inch my elbows forward a little more so that the elbows fall underneath the shoulder heads. And then from the bottom of the body to the top, I'm just gonna kind of activate individual areas and articulate. I'm going to press down through the feet, lift the knees and firm the quads. And then I'm going to draw the tailbone back so that it feels like I'm trying to lift my low belly a little bit off of the ground. Press with your forearms so that you resist sinking into the shoulder girdle. Widen the arms so that your collarbones spread wider. And then pull with your elbows so that your sternum spirals up higher. Then keep this going on in your chest. Turn your left forearm in and then contract your right set of hamstrings and then just stay there for a second before you reach for your foot. Just firm your hamstrings, keep the back of your leg, and then reach back and catch your ankle and draw your heel straight down towards your right butt cheek. Okay? Now while you do this, elongate your tailbone back, and you know the deal. If you take Ardha Vaikasana with your fingers pointing forward, only some of you will have that kind of range in your right shoulder girdle, so do it if it's appropriate for you. And then release your foot, Sphinx pose briefly, press, pull, widen, firm the quads. Turn your right forearm in, contract your left set of hamstrings, and try to squeeze. It's like you're squeezing a little clementine between your heel and your butt. And then reach back, catch your foot. And with the effort of your arm, draw your heel closer to your seat. Still a little bit of tone in the belly. And then you'll release your foot. Last moment in your Sphinx pose. Press down, widen, pull, firm your quads. And then release your chest down. Don't do it on your way. Release your chest down, pull your hands under your shoulders. And then shift all the way back to extended child's pose. Prop up onto your fingertips. And then walk your torso over to the right side of the mat. Breathe into your left waist, lean your sitting bones to the left side of your heels. Walk over to the left side of the mat, reach your right arm super long, lean your sitting bones to the right, breathe into right rib cage. Come back to the center, staying on finger tops. Spin your inner upper arms up, and then put your forehead down, slide your hands back and roll up into either Virasana or Vajrasana. Stack your spine vertically, close your eyes right away, and ask yourself to drop into this meditative state of mind. Control your breath so that it's calming and consistent. Let's bring our hands into a prayer at the heart. All together, let's take a breath in. Out the mouth, relax your jaw. Slow breath in for Om. Lift your heart up, bow your head forward. Release your hands down, level your chin with the earth, and blink your eyes open. Okay. Come onto your hands and your knees, and you're going to take your knees a little bit wider than your feet. In fact, take your big toes together. Prop up onto your fingertips, and as you breathe in, move your chest forward through the upper arms. Exhale, dome your back, drop your skull down, and push your butt back towards your heels. So you really extend back into this kind of round backed child's pose. Do this again. Inhale, come forward into your cow spine. Doesn't have to be a huge back bend. Exhale, round your back, hook your tailbone under, and press your pelvis back. One more time with that. Breathe in. Chest moves forward, the heart opens, your collarbones widen. Exhale, round your back. Press back. Inhale, come forward onto your hands and your knees. Narrow your knees, widen your feet. Tuck the toes and lift up into your dog pose. Okay, take time to make it your own. Become more acclimated in this pose. You can ground one heel at a time. You can circle a hip. You can side bend the waist. Do what feels needed. Take a big breath in. And exhale, breathe out. Inhale, raise your right leg up. And as you exhale, I want you to step the ball of the foot only halfway up the mat. Put both of your knees on the ground so that they land hips with distance apart. And you'll come on upright, reaching your arms up and over your head. Hook your two thumbs together. And even for context, you can feel your butt stick back and your ribs point forward. And then contain your front body and elongate your tailbone down towards your heels. Scrub your right knee back and rotate your left pelvic calf forward. Rotate left outer ribs forward. Take one more breath in, retreating. Exhale, circle your arms behind your pelvis. Right thumb comes on top. Interlock your fingers, keeping a micro bend in your elbows. Scrub your thumbs down your sacrum to create more length. And then extend your arms back. Take a big breath in. And breathe out. Inhale, reach all the way up to the ceiling. Lift your sternum forward and up. As you exhale, put your fingertips down on the ground. Lift your back knee off of the ground, breathing in. As you exhale, draw your right knee to your skull. Make them touch together. And then step to your right thumb, put your back knee on the ground once again. Inhale, come on up, Anjaneyasana. So you're doing the same exact actions in the lower half of the body that you did in your kneeling lunge. Right heel pulls back, left knee drags. Front of the pelvis is lifting so that you're really extending and pulling length on the left side of hip flexors. Take a big breath in, and you'll just swivel to face the left long edge of your mat and take Parigasana modification, gate pose. Okay, you can reach down for your ankle, you can slip your elbow inside of the knee, you can put your elbow on top of the thigh, whatever feels best in your body today. But I want you to turn your heart to face up, cut your right sitting bone down, and then lean away from that left long waist. Inhale, come all the way up, arms over your head. Reorient your right leg. So you're going to straighten your leg and swivel your heel wide, toes turn in. Now take a modified side plank on the left side, putting left palm down. Be really curvy through your right top edge. Push your pelvis forward, lean your chest back. Big inhale. As you exhale, nothing formal, just turn to the front of the mat. You'll set up a lunge, breathing in. Exhale, straighten your front leg and fold down the length of your right thigh. Now I'm going to grab my blocks. You can do the same, but you don't have to. I want you to ground through both the inner and the outer ball of the foot and the inner and the outer heel. You're welcome to even pull your toes. In fact, let's all do it. Flex your toes, all 5 of your right toes, away from the floor so that it activates the inner arch on your right foot. We're going to keep that going, okay? Bend your front knee forward. Keep your toes flexing, and I want you to roll to the pinky toe edge of your right foot. and widen your right thigh out to the side. No, don't sink your pelvis all the way down to the ground. Keep structuring your back leg, but let the hip read this new shape that it's embodying. And then ground your whole foot, push down through the ball of the foot to send your pelvis back and extend your torso a little bit further down your front leg. As you breathe in, bend your front knee. I want you to move your blocks back if you were using them. Step into a plank pose. Charge your legs, rotate your inner upper arms forward. Press your toes, lean forward and lower down to your bellies. Now your right arm will come into the angle of a capital Y, if both arms were extending, okay? And then I want you to roll onto the right edge of your body. You know, as always, do anything you want in your legs for this pec stretch. We're targeting pec minor here. The muscles run on a diagonal up away from your sternum towards your shoulder heads. So this diagonal reach will help to get those muscle fibers. Roll down onto your bellies, and you'll take the other side, rolling onto the left edge of the body. Now slip your left shoulder blade onto the back so that you get a greater pull open of the pecs, the inner arm on the left side. And then roll down onto your belly. You'll take a cobra pose. Do a shoulder roll, so your shoulders come onto the back. Pull with your palms, and then shift your hands and knees and take your dog pose, lifting your pelvis up and back. Everyone, big breath in. Open your mouth, stick your tongue out, lion's roar. Inhale, your left leg lifts. Exhale, step the ball of the foot halfway up the mat. Put both knees wide enough and down on the ground. Reach forward and up, hooking your thumbs. Neutralize your pelvis and wrap right side body forward. Keep lifting your pubis up so that you're asking your right set of hip flexors to open a ton. And then circle your arms behind the body. Keep that bend in your elbows. Left thumb on top. Slide your thumbs down your sacrum first and see if that can help you to find that elongation of your tail. Move the arms back away from your body, firming the muscles of your upper back. Stay through the duration of your exhale. As you inhale, reach up to the ceiling. Lift your heart forward and up like a camel pose. Exhale, bow forward, fingertips to the floor. Back knee lifts. You draw your left knee to your skull, and then step to your left thumb, put your back knee on the ground. Anjaneyasana. Work the invisible actions of your legs. Be intelligent in how you practice. This isn't just about moving into a deep stretch. It's about using your body intelligently. Turn to the right side of your mat, and then lean towards bent leg. Again, elbow inside of the knee on top of the thigh, or reach for your ankle. Turn your heart up. Lean away from your right waist. Cut your left sitting bone down. All the while you're watching your breath, feeding your body with your breath. Come on, upright. Straighten your left leg, turn your toes in, heel out. You'll take your modified side plank on your right palm. Left arm reaches over your head. Push your pelvis forward, lean your chest back. Let your skull drop, let the fingertips drip down towards the floor. And then stay low, turn to the front of your mat. Lunge on the left. Maybe grab your blocks, straighten your front foot. Sorry about that. There's a beetle on my block. Okay, so flex your toes away from the floor and see if you can ground the inner and outer of your ball of the foot and the inner and outer heel. Extend the torso further down the left thigh. And then bend your front knee, widen your left thigh out to the side while you keep structure and strength through your back leg. Widen your collarbones, no tension in the neck and the shoulders and the jaw. And then ground the big toe mound and slide your hips back by pushing the foot forward and down. Fold into the leg. Bend the knee forward into a lunge. Shift your blocks forward this time. Step into a plank. Pitch forward, lower to your bellies. So we're gonna get pec major this time by extending your arms straight up to the side. So right arm reaches straight out to the right, roll onto right side of body. Slip your right shoulder onto the back so that the face of the shoulder elevates. And then roll down onto your belly. Inhale, roll to your left side. Again, left arm kind of inches further out as you turn onto your side. And then roll down onto your bellies. Cobra pose, shoulders slip onto the back. I'm gonna take a cow, but you do your thing. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Everyone, big breath in. Stick your tongue out, super wide jaw. Exhale. Moving fluidly, right leg lifts, breathe in. Exhale, step halfway forward, knees to the ground. Reach forward and up with your inhale. Circle the arms back, clasp your thumbs. Relax your neck, inhale. Arms stretch long, chest lifts up. You stay with your exhale. Inhale, reach to the ceiling, elongate your low back. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. Back knee lifts. Inhale, right knee to the skull. Step forward, back knee to the ground. Rise up, Anjaneyasana. Turn Parigasana, lean to your bent legs, side bend. Inhale, come upright with your arms over your head. Reorient your right leg. Exhale, modified side plank, left side. Stay low. Inhale into a lunge. Face the top edge. Exhale, straighten front leg and flex your toes. Breathe in, bend your front knee, widen your thigh. Exhale, straighten the leg and fold. Let's just do that one more time. Breathe in, bend front knee, the thigh opens to the right. Exhale, straighten and fold. Breathe in, bend the knee, step to plank. Exhale, put your knees and your chest and your chin on the floor. Inhale, come into cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Last time, left leg lifts, breathe in. Make this as fluid as you can. Step forward, knees to the ground. So you're always moving, never stopping. Inhale, reach forward and up. Exhale, circle the arms, interlock fingers, left thumb on top. Breathe in, stretch the arms, the heart lifts. Exhale, deepen your back bend. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fingertips to the floor. Back knee lifts, left knee to skull as you breathe in. Step forward, back knee to the ground. Inhale, rise up, Anjaneyasana. Right away, turn, pivot. Exhale, Parigasana, left side. Inhale, come upright. Left leg straightens, heel widens. Exhale, modified side plank, right side. Stay low. Inhale, turn forward into your lunge, low lunge. Exhale, straighten the leg, flex your toes. Breathe in, front knee bends, the thigh widens. Exhale, straighten and fold. We're going to do this one more time. Breathe in, bend your knee, open your chest, open the thigh. Exhale, push the floor with left foot, fold. Breathe in, bend the knee forward, step into a plank. Exhale, put your knees and your chest and your chin on the ground. Upper body slides forward into your cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Let's take 3 calm, controlled breaths in. And exhale. Breathe in. Exhale for 2. Push the floor away more so your arms extend. One more. Inhale. Bend your knees, look forward. Journey to the top of your mat. Many steps, 2 steps, a hop. Take your feet together or separate them. Inhale, extend your chest forward beyond your toes. As you fold to your legs, I want you to flip. Backs of the hands to the floor, palms face up, drop your skull. Breathe in, stand up, raise your arms to the ceiling, look at your thumbnails above you. And then exhale, pull your hands to the heart in Samastitihi and release your arms, Tadasana. Sorry, you gotta start A. Inhale, reach up, gaze up. Exhale, fold to your legs. Drop the weight of your head down. We then grow forward with your heart. Exhale, step your right foot, left foot back. Bend your elbows halfway to the floor. Take cobra, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog, shifting the hips back. Take a big inhale. Bend your knees, look forward, step, or hop to the top, right leg leading this round. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Flip the palms up, backs of the hands down, drop your skull. Inhale, stand, look at your thumbs above the head. Exhale, hands to the heart, arms release down. And again, inhale, raise the arms up. Exhale, fold in half. Think face towards shins. Inhale, grow forward with the heart. Left foot, right foot, step back. Elbows bend halfway to the floor. Cobra or upward facing dog. Breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe out. 3 breaths. Actually, 1 breath in. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward. Step or hop. Left leg leads. Elongate spine. Fold, breathe out, flipping your palms. Inhale, rise, reach to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to the heart, arms release down. Last time, inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, extend. Step or jump back, bend your elbows. Inhale, take your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Stay here for 3 this time. That's your first. Really controlled, slow breaths. Your second, 1 more. Exhale, knees to the floor. If you have blocks, grab them, but don't fret. You can do this without blocks and your elbows on the floor. Okay, now I want you to put your elbows down. Now, if you've never really thought about this, you know when you put your elbows on the ground, you can kind of roll around on the loose elbow skin. It's weird. You want to kind of narrow your elbows in so that when you lock your elbows out wide, when you go wide in the elbow skin, that your elbows are still a tiny bit more narrow than your shoulders, but not a ton, okay? Walk your knees back, keeping your hips lifted, and come into this big shoulder stretch. Now, I want you to separate the 2 palms like you're holding a ball of energy between your hands. So it's just the ridge tops, the tops of the fingers that are connected. And then bend your elbows towards your back, but you might feel there's a limited range of motion. Now, you want your knees to stay essentially stacked below your pelvis or slightly in front of the pelvis, but not behind, because that will just encourage you to spill the chest down to the ground. Now, cup your armpits in towards your face, widen your inner shoulder heads, pull your front ribs towards the back, and then extend the line from your elbow point up to your hip creases a little bit longer. Take 1 more breath in, ground your palms, and then move your thumbs closer to the back of your heart. And then take your hands off of your back, shift your heart forward over your elbows as you inch your knees forward. That's so intense, isn't it? For me it is. Okay, downward facing dog. You feel like you have new shoulders, new freedom in your shoulders. But don't just let your armpits turn out in their own direction. Turn your armpits in towards your face so that there's structure and there are boundaries that you're setting. You're really looking at how you're using your shoulder girdle. Now, come forward into a plank pose. You can roll through the spine, look forward. Put both knees down on the ground. Straighten your left leg so the ball of the foot extends back, and then spin the foot flat to the floor. Point your right foot and then lean onto your right hand, left arm reaches up. Now, as you transfer weight over your right hand, your left leg will elevate to the height of your left hip. Now, turn your thigh inwards, your toes slightly angle down, but I want you to rotate your right ribs towards that left long edge of the mat. Hamstring curl your airborne leg by pointing your foot. Squeeze your heel to your butt. And then reach back and catch your ankle with your hand. Now, the knee wants to point up, don't let it. Lower it down, and then start to kick the foot back and bow the rib cage forward. Now, attention in your right hip. Scoop your right outer butt back. Hook your tailbone towards your knee pit so that you have a neutral pelvis within this back bend. It's not really neutral, but you get the point. Okay, re-extend your arm and your leg, and then contain your front body. Smooth your front ribs down towards your abdomen. And then square the body to the floor. Left ball of foot connects down. Right leg elevates, down dog split. Turn your hips open. Get some height through your right leg. And then square your hips, step your foot to the floor. Lift your heels up, look towards your belly button. Roll through your back. Come forward into your plank, both knees on the ground. Right leg straightens, spin the heel to the floor, point your left foot. First, come into your modified side plank, and then you can elevate right leg off of the ground. Inwardly spin airborne leg. It's important. Hamstring curl right leg. Heat up the back of your leg, and rotate your ribs. Reach back, catch your foot. And then start to kick your foot back. If you're trying to move it away from your back body, rib cage bows forward, but scoop your left butt to the back edge of your mat. Chapasana. Okay, release your foot. Re-extend arm and leg, contain front body. Turn the hand down, put the ball of the foot down. Left leg lifts. Down dog split. Elevate the leg, point the airborne foot, but flex your toes. And then square off your hips, put your foot on the ground. Inhale, roll forward into a plank pose. Take a vinyasa of your choosing. Inhale to a back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips lift up. Inhale, your right leg elevates. Exhale, step the ball of the foot halfway forward, put both knees on the ground. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. Circle the arms behind the back as you exhale, and hamstring curl your left leg. Reach for your foot, catch your heel and catch your foot and draw your heel towards your left outer butt. Right arm reaches up, you can take Yana Mudra in your right hand, and then try to lift your belly up and draw your tail down. Big breath in. Exhale, release your foot. Reach back up to the ceiling through your inhale. Exhale, fingertips to the ground. I want you to straighten your left leg. Stand flat on your right foot. Left leg goes up for your half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Just like you did on your knee, it's the same thing. So once your left arm reaches up, I want you to internally rotate airborne leg. Hamstring curl the leg, just like you did on your right knee. Reach back, catch your foot. Now, lower your thigh, kick your foot back. It's like such a funky balance to work with. If you don't move your chest to left long edge of mat, you'll fall backwards. So the front body moves forward as the foot kicks back. And then you have to undo that when you come back to half moon. Contain front ribs. Square your body to the floor. This is weird. Step your left foot forward like you're walking. Take a standing split on the left side. Okay, now from here, square your hips by hooking your left outer hip crease back, and then use your glutes to raise your right leg up higher, 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 folding towards your left leg. And then bend both knees, curl the knee in towards your skull. Step your feet Shoulder width, hips width distance apart. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale and fold, flipping the wrists. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand up. Now catch your left wrist with your right hand. Step your left foot to the right and side bend over to the right. I should be mirroring you. Inhale, separate your feet, separate your hands. Catch your right wrist, move in the other direction, crossing your ankle. Inhale, come all the way back to center. Your feet can be together now. As you exhale, take a prayer chair twist to the right. I'm going to do something slightly different, but twist right. Stay low. Inhale, arms up, chair pose. Exhale, twist to the left. Inhale, back to center, arms up, chair pose. Exhale, fold to your legs. Now, warrior three, right side. Left leg floats up, torso lifts up, arms alongside the body, or reach forward if you're very enthusiastic. Bend your standing knee, big step back into crescent pose. Briefly straighten your front leg, reach up, neutralize pelvis, and then take a prayer twist to your right leg. So your elbow can hook outside of the thigh. Rotate your chest. Now, push your top hand down as a way to rebound your rib cage up. And then lift your left pelvic calf up away from the floor. As you exhale, bring your hands to the ground. Step into a plank pose. Put your knees and your chest and your chin on the floor. Cobra, breathe in. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts. Last set of standing poses. Exhale, step halfway forward, knees to the ground. Reach forward and up, arms coming over the head. Circle them back right away. Squeeze upper arm bones together. Hamstring curl right leg. Draw your heel to the butt. Left arm reaches up to the ceiling. Square the right side body forward. Pull up to the front of the pelvis. Take a big inhale. Exhale, release your foot. Arms reach up. Inhale. Exhale, hands to the floor. Straighten your right leg, straighten your left leg. So you stand on your left foot, the right leg floats up, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Now, you're welcome to stay here. I didn't say that, but I hope you know that. Bend your airborne leg and just heat up the back of your hamstrings. Yogis have weak hamstrings, so it's good for us to take this time. And then reach for your ankle, draw your thigh down, and then kick the foot back to move chest towards right side of mat. Rotate your left ribs, scoop your left butt back. Woo. Half moon, breathe in. And then square your body to the floor and take a big step forward with your right foot like you're walking. Standing split right side. So your left leg goes up and you're wrapping your right outer hip crease back to square your hips. It's a real bust for the ego because your leg will lower. But that's okay. Use the back of your left leg to lift it up. And then bend both knees, left knee to your skull. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, open the chest. Exhale, fold, flipping your wrists. Now you come to chair pose with your inhale. Shift further back into your heels. Actually sink down through your exhale. Stand up, breathe in, catch your right wrist. Exhale, crisscross your legs. Lean over towards the left. Inhale, separate your hands, separate your arms. Catch your left wrist. Side bend over to the right. Inhale, feet together, arms reach up. You're going to twist to the left, but don't get stuck. It's just through the duration of your exhale. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, twist right. Breathe in, come back to center, chair. Exhale, fingertips down, fold. Now float your torso out, float your right leg up. Warrior three. It's tricky for your body to read. Bend your standing knee. Big step back into crescent. Straighten your front leg, scissor your hips, scissor your legs. Exhale, prayer twist to the left. Last twist, and think of it as a preparation for a back bend. Okay? Take one more breath. And then exhale, hands to the floor. Step into plank. Knees, chest, chin. You can simultaneously lower down. Inhale to your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths. Now we've done lots of shoulder girdle opening, extending through the armpits. So find the fullest extension of your downward facing dog. Like your shoulders are oriented in a wheel pose, in Urdhva Hastasana. Think wheel through your shoulders. And then put your knees on the ground. Crisscross your ankles. Lean back, roll back behind your feet. Take your legs out in front of you. Scoot your booty forward and recline down onto your backs, all the way down. Okay, so let's take a bridge pose. Many of you will stay in your bridge. Others will want to come into wheel from your bridge, okay? So let's all start in unison. Bend your elbows like a robot, so your fingers point directly up to the ceiling. Bend your knees, feet to the floor. Push down with your feet and roll the pelvis up. Lift your low back, lift your middle back, lift your upper back. And then push your elbows down more and scoot your shoulder blades together. Extend your arms long, interlock your fingers, and then wrap your shoulders a little more tightly under the body. Push your arms down, roll weight to the shoulder heads, move your chin away from your chest, spin your thighs inward, and then pull with your feet. Now either stay here or take your hands next to your ears and come into wheel pose. Straighten your elbows to push all the way up. Skip the step where you land on your head and just go right up to extended arms. Spin your inner thighs down. Your heels might even swivel wide. And hook your tail forward like you have been doing throughout practice. Move your torso, your chest, your sternum in the opposite direction. Take one more breath, everybody. And then those of you in wheel, tuck your chin to your chest, lower to your back. Those in bridge, unclasp hands, widen shoulders. Come on down. Constructed rest, everyone. Hands on your body somewhere so that you have this grounded experience of rest. Slow your breathing. One more breath here. And then take your ankles wide as your hips, so they'll be more narrow now. And then just reach for the top of your kneecaps. You're going to cup your kneecaps with your hands. Fingers point towards your toes. And then pressurize your knees forward into the hands. And try to roll weight down your sacrum so that your lumbar spine lifts just the tiniest bit. And then you can either, shift side to side slightly. You can make little circles with your knees, but mostly pressurize the thighs forward. Just kind of move around on your sacrum. And then I think all of you have done this with me, this therapeutic reset for the hips. So right hand around front of knee, left hand on face of thigh. And then push legs into hands, hands into legs. Switch. Left hand on face of left knee, right hand on face of right thigh. Push, press, pull. Switch again. Okay. Last time, switch. And then take your forearms and crisscross them so your palms face out, like you're making an X with your arms. Palms slip to the inner knees. Squeeze your knees in, hands press out. This one's like the trickiest, I feel like. And then hands on outer knees. Squeeze the hands into the knees, press the knees wide. And this one should feel divine on your sacrum. It like widens your sacrum. Last time, crisscross the forearms. Press out as the knees squeeze in. Last time, hands to outer thighs, outer knees, press out as you squeeze in, widen your sacrum. Good. Take your knees in towards your chest, rock all the way up into a seated pose. Scoot your booty back. We're gonna take that pose that might have your belt handy, if you need a belt for binding. Bend your right knee in towards your chest so that your heel is in line with your right sitting bone. Take your right hand behind you, reach your left arm up. Catch your knee with hand or slip your elbow outside of the knee and rotate towards your leg. I'm rotating away, but rotate towards. Now, breathe into left back. Breathe into your left back in a way that it grows and inflates your left back. And as you breathe out, drop your right sitting bone heavier and then rotate your right ribs a little bit further. And again, breathe in. Breathe out. Last one. Turn to face forward. Slide your right heel to right sitting bone so that it comes nice and close. I'm going to give you a head-on view of this one. So now what you'll do is raise your right arm up, widen your right thigh, and lift that butt up a little bit. Now you're trying to get your belly to slide forward past the shin, and then you'll reach your arms around your right hip, either using a belt to bind around your right hip, or taking your fingers and gripping them together. Now, let your right butt lift a little and slide back to help you get, it's like it gives you space to lean the torso forward over your left thigh. Okay, also plug your left femur back, flex your left foot, and keep trying to extend your sternum further out towards your knee as you fold. And come on upright, and we'll take Janu Shirshasana, so good for everyone's low back. So let your legs be organized like a tree pose. Flank your front leg with your hands. Pull your left femur back and twist your belly and your heart to face the left leg. Fold forward over the length of your leg, but all the while your right hip is trying to turn towards the left inner thigh. Okay, so don't let this create major torque in your right SI joint, because if you ever have SI dysfunction, it is chronic and it is not fun. So learn from my mistakes early in my yoga career. And then come on up. Okay, let's take ankle to knee pose. Your left leg on top, left leg on top. Okay, so you can take, you guys know the deal. You can sit on a blanket, you can sit on something if your knees are way high, or you can use your block to really compress the top thigh down. It is not dangerous to pressurize the knee down towards your ankle. Sometimes we've been taught to just kind of bridge the gap between the knee and the ankle, but this won't create any change. You'll be in the same pose forever and ever. What you want to do is tip your pelvis, drop your pubis down, your tailbone goes back, and your top shin will naturally move down towards the bottom. Relax your jaw here, everyone. Super important that you work on this mirrored relationship between your jaw, your neck, your shoulders, and your hips. So in hip openers, be like jello in your jaw. Come on up. Straighten your legs forward. And for the second side, your left knee bends in towards your chest. Now spin your left belly back past the thigh. Hook your arm down, catch your knee, or slip your elbow outside of the knee. Rotate towards your front leg. And every time you breathe in, you're going to breathe into your right back. And every time you breathe out of left ribs. Integrate your right leg into the pose so that it's not just asleep and along for the ride. Turn forward. Marichyasana A, pull your heel to your sitting bone. Lean onto your right hand and reach your left arm up, 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 up. You can even widen your thigh a bit so that you can really kind of pass your shin, and then you hook your arm tight around the outer hip. Reach your right arm behind you and interlock your fingers. Now, I want you to elongate your arms in an effort to stretch your chest, and then allow your left sitting bone to move up and back so that you have this new space to lean your torso forward over your right leg. It's such a beautiful pose, Marichyasana A. Now, firm your upper arm bones in together, in. Stretch your arms longer. And then come on up. I love that pose, and I rarely do it. Okay, sole of the foot to right inner thigh. Flank your right leg with your two arms. Plug the right thigh back. So this is all about the activity in your legs. Pull the femur bone back. Turn your left thigh to the right. Twist your belly and then fold. And it's this combination of this twist and forward fold that really gets you deep into a stretch of the QL, the quadratus lumborum, in the left low back. And it is a beautiful release for anyone with low back pain. Most people that feel low back pain have QL tightness or dysfunction. Come on up. Okay, ankle to knee. Second to last symmetrical pose. Okay, make your shins parallel to top edge of mat. You should see an equilateral triangle in your thighs and your calf. And then take your chest onto your block. If you're doing that variation, you can use a pillow. You can use something under your butt instead, but just fold yourself. And then relax your jaw. You can bubble your lips. You can widen your mouth. You can slide your bottom mandible side to side. You can do something weirder than that. I don't care. And then come on up. One more pose, a symmetrical pose. We're going to do an Upavishta Konasana, a straddle. So open your legs nice and wide. So we did so much scissoring of the legs, and it just occurred to me today that this would feel so good at the end of our practice. So do this in a way that, works for your body. You have support, but there's still structure in your legs. So your inner knees and inner feet shouldn't flop forward. They should stay pointed up to the ceiling. So you can wrap your outer butt down towards the floor behind you. And you can either rest your chest on something, that might be nice, and then rest your head on something so that you really don't have to hold yourself up with your arms. But if that's insane and that's nowhere near your reality, you can put your forearms on something and then rest your head in your hands. Come on up. Okay, you can gradually take the legs together and either set up Shavasana with all the support meditation. Neither one is better than the other, it just depends on what kind of an experience you're looking for. So if you're settling into Shavasana, you're looking for this total passive body. Like you should feel your bones settle. You should feel the fluids in your body drop into your back. You should feel your skull release past the floor, into the floor. And if you're in a seated meditation, it should feel like effortless rising through the crown. Follow your breathing as a focal point if you're seated. And no matter what pose you've chosen, you're looking for a deeply restorative rest. Calming the mind, calming the body. Those of you reclined, call your mind back, deepen your breathing. Put your hands on your belly and bend your knees, slipping your feet to the floor. And with as little fidgeting as possible, come on up into your meditative seat, joining the rest of us. Let's all recognize the privilege that we have to be practicing yoga. And it's important to continuously recognize this privilege. We have the money, we have the time, we have able bodies, we have sound minds, and we should really bow deeply in gratitude for this privilege and not use it in a selfish way. Use it in a way that feels appropriate in your lives, but it should be an activator in your life. A way to create action for the better. Let's all breathe in together. Breathe out your mouth. Slow, rich inhale for Om. Deep gratitude for all of you and for the teachings of this practice. Namaste. Thank you all. Thank you all so much. I'm so happy to spend this time with all of you. Please come back. I'll see you all again. Take care of yourselves.